Two wrongs don't make a right, but two wronged women can certainly make the troublesome man in their life disappear. Or can they? Watch the horror unfold on the new free streaming app Momitu. From director Henri-Georges Clouzot, this is 1955's Diabolique. I'm Harry Marks. You can find me on TikTok at Lobby Intros as the host of the classic film history channel Let's All Go to the Lobby. Diabolique is set in a Paris boarding school owned by Christina, who suffers from a heart condition. Her abusive and lecherous husband, Michel, happens to be the school's principal. He not only ridicules his wife for her poor health, but he's also stepping out on her with one of the other teachers, a young woman named Nicole. Finally sick of his treatment of everyone at the school, including them, the two women band together to take care of their little problem once and for all. They drown him in a bathtub and dump his body in the school swimming pool, making the whole thing look like an accident. But then the body disappears. Diabolique was based on the 1952 novel She Who Was No More by Pierre Boileau and Thomas Narcejac. In the book, it's a traveling salesman and his mistress who plan to murder the man's wife and stage the whole thing to look like an accident, until her body vanishes. The director's wife, Vera, who also plays Christina in the film, was the one who introduced him to the novel in the first place. He read the whole thing in one night and bought the film rights the next morning. And good thing he worked as fast as he did, or he would have lost out to another big-name director, Alfred Hitchcock. Clouzot allegedly beat him to the rights by only a few hours. But not to worry, Boileau and Narcejac went on to write another book, which Hitchcock was quick to snatch up. It was titled From Among the Dead, and that novel became 1958's Vertigo. Clouzot spent 18 months with his brother/writing partner reworking She Who Was No More's premise. The insurance salesman became the principal of a boarding school, while it was the two women who joined forces to seek revenge on their tormentor, rather than the man and his mistress. Production on the film was tense, to say the least. Clouzot was not unlike the character of Michel, the sadistic boarding school principal played by Paul Maurice. In fact, by the end of the shoot, the two principal female actors and the director were barely speaking to each other. For one, filming was only supposed to take 8 weeks. Simone Signoret, who plays Nicole, had signed her contract without reading the fine print and didn't realize she was only going to be paid for those 8 weeks. Production took 16 weeks. Signoret fought to be paid for the additional weeks she'd worked, but the director wouldn't budge. And Vera only added fuel to the fire. Her mood on set changed with the wind, and she would either help them work out their problems or antagonize them further, depending on how she felt. But despite the turmoil, Diabolique became a hit in France. It also went on to inspire American directors like William Castle. He pivoted to horror films later on in his career after seeing the response young people had to Clouzot's film. And so here it is, starring Simone Signoret, Vera Clouzot, and Paul Maurice, from Film Sonore and Vera Film, and directed by Henri-Georges Clouzot. This is 1955's Diabolique, now playing for free on Momitu.